Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Elijah. Welcome to 85 Studios. How are you guys? It is pouring down rain outside. It is cold. It is about, I would say, let's check the temperature here. It's 46 degrees outside. 46, and it's cold and it's raining. Okay, check this out. Now, I didn't know about this before, but we got problems, Houston. Big time problems. This right here. I have a drippy drip that should not be dripping. And it's dripping, and dripping, and dripping, and dripping, and dripping. And I don't know where the leak is, but in order for me to be able to fix it, I have to somehow manage to get it to stop raining or be dry enough that I can. I'm thinking about just throwing a tarp over it for right now because it's rained for 3 days and I've emptied this thing probably like 5 times. That's just mud in there, by the way, but muddy water. And it had mud in it. The bowl had mud in it before because we used it outside for gardening stuff. But the water dripping into it is not good because it's coming from the ceiling, and this is starting to bow inward. And guess what's underneath it that I had to move? My monitor, my microphone. This is not good. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to have to. I've got some stuff that you basically put on the roof. It's kind of like tar. You just spread it on with a roller or a mop or whatever. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to put a tarp on it for right now. I need to wait for it to stop raining. And then, because this is a problem. This camper was made in 1978, I believe. And when I got it, it did not have any leaks. Well, there was water damage up here in the top, but apparently it's been fixed because it doesn't leak anymore, but there is water damage up here on the top. And I also noticed that my front window here is leaking as well, so I'm going to have to do something with that silicone. I've gone through all the windows and everything back when we did that unorthodox leak test thing, but that was mostly for air. So I went through and I caulked it with silicone, and apparently we fixed the air leaks in some parts, but now we have water leaks. So that one in particular definitely needs to be fixed, because that's going to, well, obviously, I'm going to have to fix the leak. I'm going to have to possibly get into the insulation that's in this part of the ceiling. This is actually like plywood, like a thin, it's a hard plywood. So it can handle a little bit of water, but there's insulation up in between here in the ceiling, up in between here and the tin roof. And if that gets wet, which it definitely has, then you're looking at the possibility of things like mold and spores and things that can really make you sick. Not to mention, if it keeps dripping like that, if it keeps getting moisture in it, it's going to damage this wood, which is already starting to bow a little bit in that area. And it'll do something like this, which is really not good because I'm going to have to take and cut all of that out and replace it. Plywood's cheap, but especially something thin like this. But if you look at this, this is all one solid piece, all the way across to about here. See this little thing here? This is going to be a problem because if you look at the size of this, width-wise from here all the way to here, and then you're looking at 2 panels here because I've got one leak here, and then I've got a spider. There's a spider. Wow. I didn't realize there was a spider in here. Oh no. I don't like spiders. But yeah, and it's not good. And plus, it's soaking my carpet down here, and that's really not good because the floor underneath that is plywood. So it could eat my floor, or rot my floor. Yeah, it's really bad if wood gets wet. It can also cause things like black mold, things that can kill you, potentially, and make you sick, beyond belief. Yeah, so, I'm gonna throw a tarp over this, and hopefully, it'll stop raining within the next couple days. Listen to it out there. The wind's blowing like crazy. This isn't light rain like it implies here. It's saying light rain. It's not light rain. It is rain like you would not freaking believe. Out here, it is raining a storm. And I've had thunder. Look at... Okay, I'll show you. Without going outside, because this camera, while it does have a waterproof enclosure, it obstructs the sound. Look at the puddles outside. See the puddles of water? Look at my street. It is flooded. Back behind, look at all the water. That's the drainage ditch back there, the culvert. And that camera's foggy because of the rain hitting it. But Christ almighty, guys. I've got my work cut out for me, like I said in the last one of the videos a while back. But now that it is raining, excuse me. Now that it is raining, I'm hoping that it will stop, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to stop for a while, so I've got to put something over that so that it stops dripping, because just putting a bucket under it isn't going to help, because, like I say, it's collecting all up inside this top part here, and it's all at an angle where my lot has a kind of, almost like a sinkhole, and the whole camper is just a little bit off center, to where it's leaning a little bit to the west, just slightly, not even really noticeable. But when you have water and stuff like that, it's going to come towards this side. And if it's leaking from the edge, then it's going to come in, and it's just going to come to about the middle there, or wherever it's bowed, and it's going to keep on bowing down and down and down until it rots that plywood out. And then on top of that, you've got things like insulation in there. Like I say, that they're going to get mold. So I may actually still, even after I fix that leak, have to rip out that plywood and the insulation, put the new insulation in, which I have some insulation. I have to dry everything out. Hopefully it doesn't damage the one-bys that are up underneath, because there's one-bys going along the top of this roof as well. That's what this is all screwed into, these right here, to hold this plywood up. So it's gonna be a mess. I just got off work. It's the 29th of March already. Oh my gosh. Where did the month go? Anyway, I don't know. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. But since I live in this big camper, I have to repair it. I have no choice. The other thing is that door that won't shut right. I'm gonna have to figure something out with that, because it's getting harder and harder to shut. Dennis thought that he saw something on it that he said might be the problem, and we might be able to fix it. But I don't know. I'll have to talk to him and see what he said. Find out what he said. He said something about something that's needing to be bent outward or something, or inward. I can't remember. I'm just glad that there's no leaks in this area, because boom, that's bad. Or over in this area where all the monitors are, that could be bad, or that monitor. Oh, and I went ahead and, because I like to watch Netflix in bed with my puppy girl cuddled up to me, I went ahead and switched this so that now I can just drag whatever window over, and I have my Windows 10 right here, which is pretty darn cool. And I can just pull Netflix over, pull the entire browser over, watch Netflix while I'm laying down with my baby girl. Pretty cool. Baby girl, you say hi? You say hi? She's like, go away. I'm sleepy. Anyway, guys, short video blog today, and probably for the rest of the week there's going to be some real short video blogs because I'm working. I'm on my first of 5 days, and then I get 2 more days off, and we'll do something special on the 2 days off. So don't worry. Just bear with me, kind of, because I don't really have a whole lot of time. I'm making a valiant effort to try and make sure that the channel doesn't die and go out by putting at least some videos on it, you know. So yeah, this is today's video, and I'm going to make tomorrow's video today as well while I've still got time, right after I get done making this one. I don't know what it's going to be about. I have no ideas, but I will upload it as well and schedule it so that we have a video for tomorrow, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have tomorrow, or how tired I'm going to be, or how I'm going to feel, or anything like that. So it's kind of one of those things where we kind of have to work with what we got and try to make the most of it. Using the GoPro, so I've got better sound, and yes, I'm shaking it everywhere. Anyway, guys, see, I got all this stuff going on, and I'm not depressed right now. I'm not upset. It actually inspires me to take action rather than becoming all distraught and upset. So I really I have my work cut out for me, like I say, but I think that things will be okay. I just need it to stop raining long enough for my, I can't remember what it's called. It's some kind of tar. You get a mop and you just spread it over the roof, over the roof, not the ceiling. That would be bad. It would drip down. That would be bad. And what it does is, I guess, it forms like a barrier so that water can't get in. I have some of that. I have like 2 gallons of that left, and it's not cheap stuff, but I already have it. I bought it a long time ago. It's like $70 or $80 a gallon. And then I guess what I can do as well that might help is cut a little hole right here and just pump it full of spray foam. I've got this spray foam, this stuff here. It's a gap sealer, which is really good stuff. Well, I guess it's great stuff. And I'll pump it full of that stuff, and pump it full of some stuff that I can get pretty easily, called Kills. And what it does is it kills mold and mildew and things like that that can make you sick. Hopefully spray some of that up inside of there, and it'll hopefully prevent it from getting mold in it. So, guys, I hate to say it, we're gonna have continued horrible weather, it looks like. I guess today is Wednesday. Thursday looks like it might be clearish. Cloudy, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, cloudy, partly sunny, mostly sunny. Thursday looks like it'd be nice, mostly sunny. I don't know. But that's next Thursday, not this Thursday. Next week's looking like it'd be pretty cool. 58 for a high on next Thursday. Oh, it's dripping. It's driving me nuts. Okay. We'll do some cool stuff. We'll do some electronics or something a little bit later on. Show you guys how to do circuits, digital electronics, how to use integrated circuits and transistors and capacitors and resistors. I actually, my bench power supply here is actually, it's stuck at 50 volts. I don't know if that's just the meter. I haven't tested the with the multimeter yet to see what the output actually is, but I contacted the company, and it's a no-name brand power supply, PSU, and they said it sounded like it might be shorted. So I don't know what's up with that. I had just gotten it and I tested it out, and it popped my LED and it shot up to 50 volts and wouldn't come back down. So I'm talking to them on Amazon to try and get them to refund it. They sent me a message back after I asked them about it, and it was around 3 in the afternoon, and by the time I saw their message it was after 5 and they were closed. So hopefully they'll be getting back to me about it later on today, and then we'll send this thing off for replacement and get the new one, and maybe be able to do some electronics experiments and that kind of stuff, which I love electronics. I've been doing electronics since I was 6 years old. 6 years old, I used to take the Christmas light bulbs from the Christmas trees, our Christmas tree, and light them up with 9-volt batteries and AA's. And my parents used to get just worked up over it, and it's because, you know, you want to have a Christmas tree that works, and you got a 6-year-old kid that's over here stealing Christmas light bulbs and lighting them up with batteries, and when you do that, the entire string, or half of it, doesn't work anymore. Even back then in 1993, 94. Actually, I think I was 6 years old in, like, 91. So that's been a long time ago. In 93, that was when my parents finally decided that enough was enough with the dang Christmas light bulbs and stuff like that, and they actually went out to Radio Shack and bought me these project kits that were like lab type experiment labs and stuff like that. Oh, you can find them on like Amazon and stuff like that still. They're really expensive now. I wanted to get one so that I could show you guys, because all the other ones that I used to have, I don't know exactly what happened to them, but I guess they just disappeared after a while. But now I've got a breadboard, except I can't find my breadboard. I have solder, except I can't find my solder. I bought like 2 or 3 pounds of solder. That volatile flux core lead solder, which is freaking wonderful. Toxic. And then I found out that my solder gun decided to take a dump. So it doesn't work. But the rest of it, I've got solder irons that will work. I've got a desoldering iron that's like 20 years old that still works. And then a few other things. So we'll do some electronic stuff, and I'll show you how that works and all that kind of thing. Give me some ideas of what you would like to see me build, and I will take your ideas into consideration. Otherwise, I'll just go online and find some schematics. That's another thing I learned when I was 9 years old, how to read schematics, which was from those project labs, those books, the books that come with the project labs. They teach you how to do all this stuff. Then from there, I was about 13 years old and decided that I wanted to get into stuff that was a little more complicated because I wasn't being challenged enough by it. And so I decided that I was going to start building a computer. And I went to the library, I got books, and I talked to people, and I taught myself how to build a computer. And I built basically, the first computer I built was a 8-bit type computer. It wasn't really much. Then I figured out 16-bit, and 16-bit at the time was pretty much about all they had. Then we ended up going into about a little before 1994, I remember. 32-bit was like the biggest and baddest and meanest thing you could build, and I set out to build a 32-bit computer, and I actually managed to build one, but it was more like an Atari type enclosure, and it connected to the TV, and it didn't really have a keyboard or mouse or anything like that. Basically, it just had like a joystick to control it, and a few other things like that. But hell, I was 13 years old, so I was like, no, well, okay. Best we can do with what we got, right? And then, like, 27 years later, we build this beast. And this is the beast. This is, our Intel Core i7-4790K with a EVGA, NVIDIA EVGA GeForce GTX 980 Ti, which I know is no longer top of the line. I bought it last year. But it's a really nice computer. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6 monitors on it. Wireless keyboard and mouse, USB, controllers, multiple devices, and installed 3 hard drives, each 1 terabyte solid state hybrid drives, and then of course my DVD ROM drive, which probably very dark. That's the gigabyte motherboard CD. It's probably going to pop up on one of these screens. That's the thing with multiple monitors like this, you never know what screen it's going to pop up on. You got to look around the room to find your mouse pointer. Yeah, it's asking me what to do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get on Alpha here, and you know a little bit more about me now, but I'll do it like a draw my life or something sometimes so that you guys can learn more about me and a little more in-depth, a little more personal stuff. But just for now, when things come up like that, I'll explain them, you know, a little bit. Sorry about the lighting in this video. My big light is actually charging, so yeah. This video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be. So, take care, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Send me your ideas for content and ideas for, like, games, whatever you want to see. And I'll talk to you all later. My name is Elijah for 85 Studios. I'm very tired because we have work. I'm going to go edit this video. And I've got chicken cooking. And eat and go to bed, wake up, and do everything all over again. Take care for now. Peace out.